Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the north side as the House of Landcaster, we've got Faye-chan. Spawn as the yellow English player, we've got Sulaimanmousa. Probably butchered that name well enough. When it comes to map generation, we've got the deer and boar right next to each other with more deer here. Magenta has both his deer deposits spawn on the right side, his boar spawned very far away. So Mitchell got not a good spawn with his boar, but we're probably going to see him going to dig in with the manors. Never mind. One village does get picked off there, an early pick, not enough gold to age up. And
Yes, sir. Work and day.
Vanguard man arms only have what, one range armor? We've got the short bows versus short bows. Of course, English short bows can be better with the network of citadels, network castles. Picks off another villager there. This is actually big gains there by Magenta. Why haven't we seen this before? This is something the English could have done before as well. As well as potentially with also a Vanguard man arms to support them. No, seriously, why haven't we seen this before? It does pick off a village in return. I mean, English could have done this at any point in time as well. These short bows are exactly the same. Both set players will not be able to age up anytime soon. Now there's no castle giving his villagers plus 20% increased fire rate. Drop a pile of gold there. Yellow does spot this. He can get the scout inside the outpost. He just needs a basic arrow going. House of Lancaster, yep, looks like going to be eyeing for a bit of gold there. Villagers heading to this gold deposit now. Drops with the deer, or not deer, sheep there. 4 minutes, neither player has even started aging up. As usually by default, we see House of the Castle of Lancaster by the House of Lancaster. Let's see if Magenta goes for that as well. Almost enough resources. Cancel a villager and start the age up. Yellow just needs more gold. Only sent 3 villagers over here, so it'll take actually quite a bit of time before it gets the age up going. Need to task more villagers over there. I don't. No offense to these players, this player probably is not ready to send an emergency mining group over here, so probably miscalculated. House of Lancaster is being pulled up there, so we may see the manors up here as well. It's all nearby manors will get the arrow slit, though maybe around here first. I'll protect the gold deposit. House of Landcaster is just a castle with 1 arrow emplacement and can't hide away villagers, if I remember correctly. Oh, Council Hall being blown in field. You know, it's actually been a very long time since the last thing the Council Hall as well. Council Hall is a ×2 barracks, or ×2 archer range. Very simple and very effective. I'm going to fast forward since it's back in the economic phase of the game. Yep, House of Land or Castle. Landcaster Castle now aged up and cannot store villagers. Has a single arrow slit, can't be upgraded with any other upgrades. Excuse me. Here, deposits now being built or obtained. Not being built. Also doing a bit minor herding towards the mill. Not bad. That's perfectly fine spot there to pick it off. 1 buck remains. 1 villager does go down to longbowmen. Longbowmen have 7 range. Units inside the outpost only has 6 range. Longbowmen can outrange an unupgraded tower. So you can start putting to siege, slowly but surely. The Castle Landcaster does have 8 tower range, so it can't be done the same. Manners now being pulled on the field. Let's see if that's good manners or bad manners. Man, it's been such a long time since I've seen the Council Hall. Also been a while since I've seen English players actually eye for Longbowman H2, honestly. Because most of the time I cast replays where it's generally a faster castle, goes for economic play. Rarely ever just see Longbowman play in H2 anymore. Of course, the English does also have a very powerful unit in H2 as well, even better than Longbowman. The H2 man-at-arms, the early man-at-arms. Yeoman is a counterpart to the Longbowman. Both cost 90 resources. Both Yeomen have 5 damage, same as regular archers. 6 hour range, which is 1 more than regular archers. Well, Longbowman has 6 damage and 7 range, so Longbowmen are just straight up better than the Yeomen. But Yeomen do move faster, while Longbowmen do move slower than regular archers. So these guys are nice for fighting against most things with their higher mobility, while Longbowmen are just a powerhouse still. When it comes to their unique ability for Yeomen, the precision synchronized shot that's available in the next age after research. This right now is basically a nuke of formation. This can take out entire formation Longbowmen almost instantaneously. I have a feeling the next balance patch, this thing's gonna get nerfed pretty badly. Longbowmen push way forward. Town Center's inherent arrow range is 8. It does also have the ×2 arrow like the English Town Center. House of Lancaster is an English variant, which has very little in common, but some things in common. This guy may or may not be building there. But Yellow's going for a batting ram. Multiple manors now being established up here. He is going to have... Huh. Okay, it says 2 out of 3, but it looks like the counter doesn't go up until it's fully built. Not applying the scaffolding. I was thinking like, wait, is there some sort of exploit there where you can have scaffolding down and finish them off later? Nope. See, manor limit reached. Even though it says 2 out of 3. So that's something that a little bit of bug fixing that needs to be fixed, but it's minor. Functionally, it works fine. Officially, just slight issues. Because I think that should actually be 3 out of 3 once scaffolding gets placed down. House of Lancaster is pretty close to aging up. The English player is nowhere near close to aging on up. Those are going to try torching down the battering ram. Longbowman here to protect. Longbowman could also try to advance engage some of the yeomen since they have 1 extra range. King's College now being pulled in the field by the House of Lancaster, which does gives him a handful of unique research. Reduces all technology costs by 50% and gives him 6 unique advanced research. This is not a university alternative like the Royal Institute. One archery range does go down. Some of these longbowmen getting hit by the town center. And it looks like right now, it seems like in this patch, it looks like a lot less overkill when it comes to arrows. So they're actually tracking multiple targets there, which are very important things right now. A little bit overkill there, but nothing too significant. So I got some property damage. Nothing else really happened so far. Now I've got the Elite Yeoman upgrade. Here is the King's College. You can get access to the hill training. Increase hull bar, the unique horseman variant. Gets even higher charge damage and improves their protection speed. The hull bar is effectively a cheap horseman. It's based same speed, less health, less damage, and lesser cost. So if you want you have a horseman that just does this one job well of countering out range units, hull bar would just do it for a cheaper price, but slightly less effective. I see Knights and Demi-Lancers get +6 damage versus armored units. Werewolf Trebuchet gets their Trebuchet's +2 range, and of course, Clock Tower variant of health. Early hand cannoneers and reduce their cost, so effectively becomes a House of Lancaster Streltsy. Increase their overall effectiveness in battle, improve their bonus damage for 20%, so your counter units are even more as a counter unit, which is very nice. More battery rams now being deployed on the field. House of Lancaster still only has a single arrow, which does take a good space. And these manors over here will start picking away. The manors have a relatively poor slow attack speed arrow, but it is nice to have. The White Tower not being saturated with English. Synchronized shot gets a good volley there. Many battery rams push away forward. You gotta be careful with synchronized shot. It does have a cooldown of, what, 60 seconds, which is not too bad. Well, I think it's maybe 45. Garrison side of the battering rams, very nice. Now the villager's trying to torch down the battering rams there. Yeoman gets nice point blank range. Longbowman charge wave brings in the villagers, picking up the villagers one by one. Synchronized shot there. Gets out removes most of the longbowmen. The Lancaster caster is about to go down. Those go down. Does remove the arrow slit. Very nice. Sometimes landmarks, some effects still linger around. In this case, it does not linger around. Very nice. The White Tower here does improve keep production speed by 75%, or at least just for itself. While the House of Lancaster can also build the White Tower, it provides no bonuses. Other than the natural bonus of you get free Earl's Guards, they're heavy infantry by building keeps. Yeah, the House of Lancaster White Tower is pretty generic. Yeomen push away forward. We'll probably take out this single villager. A single knight here. Capital gains some decent defense damage there. The yeoman and longbowman have the same amount of health. No more longbow in the field. I don't know why I question myself right there. I think they have the same health. Couple knights here. Yeomen right now have 8 damage. Knights will soon have 5 range armor. Synchronized shot there. Got a pretty good volley on the villagers there, taking out a good group of them. I think synchronized shot will probably be especially nerfed in the next patch, particularly against villagers. Because right now that's kill zone, instant wipe on a bunch of villagers. Not even Mangonels are that effective. 47 versus 48 villagers. He's probably going for some horsemen. Horsemen are more of a counter to archers, so a cheaper alternative than the knight is probably a good idea. And this yeoman extra speed is being very nice. It makes these guys so much more responsive, and it's not much, but it does make a difference. +2 range damage. Some of these villagers are going down. No veteran horseman research just yet. Invested into some more horsemen now, and a Mangonel. Cancel the Mangonel. I think you should get the veteran horseman research going. Does get a nice little pick there on the villager. Because of the knights and horsemen, veteran horseman research on the way. Right now these guys have 3 range armor, so they'll take a decent amount of damage from these yeomen. The yeomen's here in pretty good numbers. Here comes the knights and horsemen, charge way forward. Villagers not being tasked properly, I would say. Synchronized shot there misses the villagers because they juke them. Mangonel fires away. No hit there. If only +1 range armor, not +2. If he gets another plus range armor, this knight would take 3 damage rather than 4. Get some hits there, more reinforced horsemen. More nice, more horsemen. Now veteran horseman gets +1 range armor and more health, making it easy to deal with these yeomen. Going for around a regular longbowman now. See some sort of attack marker here. Whatever it is, it's gone. Yellow has a house up there, just for basic spotting. Very nice. Whoa! Synchronized shot got a decent amount of damage there. Are these guys? I don't know why that vision range seems a little bit far, but then again, this game does have high ground advantages, but only in the form of additional vision by being on the high ground, so that may be where that came from. And that synchronized shot has a pretty good range now, doesn't it? And now it does have the upgraded manners, so now you can get more manners on the field. Of course, there's only so much space around the house of Castle Landcaster to get the increase, have the arrow slit. Those who get inside the town center there, yeoman firing away. Horsemen and knights charge way forward. It's good following the horsemen. Could go for the yeoman. He's going for the yeoman. Right now, just only yeoman on the field, so more horsemen a good idea. Remember as well, armored clad is still available. Armored clad men arms will only take 1 damage. Oh, we got now the levy there. Gone for a levy of demi lancers. They have 9 damage, so they're not too particularly powerful. They do have 3/3 armor right now. Villagers also proficing some damage there. Horsemen engaging the demi lancers. Did take out the trebuchets, saving the castle Landcaster again. So if access to more yeomen levy, I should say. Yeah, right now the English men-at-arms can get up to a 9 armor, or not 9 armor, 8 armor this age, making these yeomen only do 1 damage per arrow, so there's still a possibility. I don't know how damage scales on synchronized shot. That could cause issues for mass English men-at-arms. Castle Landcaster taking some more damage here. Still, oh, we do have +1 range armor there for the English player. I'm really surprised the English player has not gone for men arms. He's also going for crossbowmen. He must have got spooked by those demi lancers. Those were not knights; they were demi lancers. So he's definitely overspun on crossbowmen, right? Because right now the right number of crossbowmen he needs right now is 0. He's also going for melee armor. He's not fighting against any melee infantry unit or melee units whatsoever, so you can skip the melee upgrades. Just a nice shot there. Does take out a crossbow and damage some other units. Trebuchet will go down. Or maybe not. Those mangonels largely missed there. Longbowman firing away. Horse managed to close on in. So far, unable to land a good synchronized shot there. Maybe one way they can nerf synchronized shot if they don't want to take out and remove damage is maybe a longer wind-up time, where it takes like 2 seconds to aim the shot. So rather than a quick draw, it's a precision barrage, or the precision shot, or synchronized shot. +2 range damage not being researched by the English player. More knights in the build queue. And more horsemen, very nice. There's a synchronized shot there, takes out a good formation of those units. Castle Landcaster does go down. He was trying to go for the Shire Levy, get some more yeomen. Which is 1,200 resources for 8 yeomen and 1 for each mana, so let's assume he has the maxed out 9. 9 plus 8 is, of course, 17. 17 times 90. That math is a little bit difficult. I don't know, that levy seems a little bit on the expensive side. I'm not sure. Horsemen and knights push way forward. Castle Landcaster goes down again. Knights and horsemen gains good damage on these yeomen. Trebuchets do take up the white tower, so got a bit of a tit for tat there. Precision shot there takes another group of the longbowmen. Knight and horseman engaging these trebuchets. One does go down. Men are starting going down there. The Empire does have decent reserve income, so can go for plenty of knights. A little bit low in wood, so not necessarily longbowmen. And as I keep on mentioning, armor-clad man-at-arms still a possibility. They'll be even more resilient, those knights and horsemen. No barracks in the field now, do we? Yeomen push way forward. Bit of damage there. Longbowman firing away does take out one of the trebuchets now. Precision barrage there does split up his units. Trebuchet does go down there. Now got the yeoman levy. Looks like he has repaired Castle Lancaster. And he does have all 9, so this should give him 17 extra yeomen. What if this allows him can go above 200 population? What ability? What am I hearing? It's just separating all the fire there just caused a lot of sound. I think so. Why are there... I suppose he's out of wood. That's why he's going for crossbowmen. Yeah, I really think the lack of man-at-arms was a bit of a problem. The man-at-arms would be far more resilient than horsemen. These horsemen are taking 4 damage per arrow. A man-at-arms would take 1 damage per arrow. Because he always mixing horsemen well, but going for a mix of longbowmen and man-at-arms. Man-at-arms would be such a beefy front line, he could just simply aim and move for the man-at-arms and the longbowmen together. So I think yellow should have gone for man-at-arms. Their absurdly high armor would have been great. Even against all the horsemen knights, his opponent is still going for yeomen. So he's not afraid of the knights or the horsemen with his yeomen. So him perhaps changing the counter if he's fighting against lords and man-at-arms. Maybe he would change it up to add some crossbow on in that case. But it would also really change Magenta's army. This extra mobility on yeomen is being so powerful. This is one of the reasons why the yeomen are doing much more work than the longbowmen. It's because of that extra mobility. And if he does pull out crossbowmen to counter up the man-at-arms, he won't have this mobility. Crossbowmen slower than the yeoman. Council Hall does go down there. And now the capital remains, and yellow does back the game now. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.